All eyes on Doge. Big runner. To the moon. Whew. Doge still going up. All eyes on Doge. Still big runner. To the moon. Keep going up. Going up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Up. Movement in Doge. Dogecoin. Up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Up. Movement in Doge. Dogecoin. 42.60. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin.
Hey everybody, Kriss here. Welcome on a Friday afternoon. How's everybody doing? Recovering? Yes. But I know what you guys are thinking. You guys are thinking like, are we just going to go up from here or are we going to dip again? What is going on? So we're going to talk about that today. Welcome everybody. It has been kind of up and down today. A few more little dips here and there after this morning's video, of which I covered the Bitcoin sell-off. If you didn't watch that and you don't know what that was about, you got to watch that video. That was a good video. Another good video by KrissPax. You got to watch that. Because first we had Doge, then we had Bitcoin. Why did Bitcoin sell off? And just when Doge was looking to recover, then Bitcoin said, not so fast. And so Dogecoin dumped again. That's how it goes in the world of crypto. But we had the stock market again hitting all-time highs today. And it's like, stock market doesn't care. But you're looking at your portfolio and here's what you're saying. You're saying, no, I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong. The market is wrong. It's the market's fault. It's not my fault. I picked the right cryptos. I picked the right stocks. The market is all screwed up, not me. Right? That's what you're thinking. It's like, no. I picked that pump token. That pump token is wrong. It's supposed to be higher. Stupid pump token. It's like, oh my God. The more I read about it, and I'm just like, oh man. I hope many of you guys went all in on the pump token. I really do. Dogecoin? Yeah, go all in. But pump? I mean, come on. Yeah. My $750 is down to about 300 or so. It's like, ouch. But hey, look. Total market cap. The total market cap of crypto, like all of crypto, hit a new all-time high a few days ago, and now is just bouncing, and it's going to go higher. It's going to go higher. And that is all of crypto, total market cap. Now, there's thousands of cryptos now that we didn't have 4 years ago. Tens of thousands, hundreds of, who knows how many, right? With all those tokens. A lot of money getting burnt. We talk a lot about being careful chasing meme tokens. We also talk about being careful trading with leverage, because those are the things that are going to wipe you out, right? If you just buy on dips and hold, like Dogecoin, ETH, Solana, even Bitcoin, whatever, it's all going to go higher. Pengu, Maxim, good. Yeah, buying Pengu on the dip, probably not a bad play. But so this is what we got. Total market cap of, I mean, stocks are at an all-time high. Crypto is very close. We just hit it last week. And now we're just bouncing down a little. And what's the next move? It's going to be up. So yeah. Meanwhile, Bitcoin is bouncing. We had the sell-off last night. And so we're bouncing. And now we've created this kind of channel that looks like if Bitcoin gets enough momentum and gets over 119, then we're going right back to all-time high for Bitcoin. Can it have this much of momentum for Bitcoin while we're still end of July, going into the first week of August. And I'm like, I'm not that bullish yet on Bitcoin. Not quite yet. So we don't call them lambs in here, Con. Go over to VP's channel. You want to talk about lambs and shit like that. That doesn't happen here. Plus, I just started, so dude, man, the negativity from that guy, unbelievable. Got to change your way of thinking, dude. Got to change your way of thinking. Mike Alfred says, never sell your Bitcoin. And BTC Isabella had a video today about Dogecoin. And in it, she's promoting this company where you lend your Bitcoin, right? Or you use your Bitcoin generally as collateral in order to get cash to do stuff with. And I'm just liking, no. I love BTC Isla. I think she's awesome. She's a great advocate for Bitcoin and crypto. I think she does amazing videos. But then, Con, I just started. You don't say my viewers are dropping when I just started. It's a Friday afternoon, too. Come on. Get with the program, buddy, Con. Get with the program, dude. Doof. Man, I don't know if I can deal with you today. Let me continue. I love BTC Isla, but girl, cryptocurrency is meant to be used, right? Bitcoin, read the white paper. It was meant to be used as a currency, not to never sell your Bitcoin or tie it up in some lending protocol so you can borrow against it. It's just like you're falling into the banker's trap. You're falling into the banker's trap. The banks are taking over. That's what's happening. The banks are taking over. So us on the Dogecoin side of things are like, no, we want Dogecoin as a currency because Bitcoin is all going to be run by the banks and the governments. No more crypto. Bitcoin is no longer going to be a cryptocurrency. So that's why we Dogecoin. That's why we Dogecoin. So what's looking with Dogecoin? Well, here's X-Force Global. Has an interesting chart here. Friendly reminder that Doge can easily do a minimum 3 to 5x for the remainder of this cycle. So Con, there's your banana zone, right? This fall. I've been calling this fall. If you listen to Raw Paul, you're all messed up. Don't listen to that guy. Listen to Kriss. I have been calling for this fall for a year. 2025 fall is when we're going to see the banana zone. And I know you guys didn't want to wait. You don't want to wait. You don't have patience, right? But that's how you win in cryptocurrency, is with patience. So Dogecoin easily can do a minimum 3 to 5x for the remainder of this cycle, and potentially much more if we follow the second path. And I'm like, well, maybe we don't do like this total alternative blow off top, because he has it going up to like $10. And I'm like, no, we're not going to $10. So let's just stay over here. Let's stay in this lane over here. And he's got this Elliott wave thing, and, very similar to Con's Elliott wave, which is off of, Trader Allen's like big broadening wedge or triangle or whatever it is. and he's targeting $1.56. So $1.56, that's pretty bold, especially for something that's about 22, 23 cents. So that's more than a 3 to 5x. 5x gets us just over $1. So the 3x from here, 70 cents, 73 cents, that is our previous all-time high. So that's about where we are. Meanwhile, we're learning more about the devs that are building on Dogecoin with Doge OS. And here's a cool one. Here's a cool one, promo I saw today for a new Dogecoin game built on Doge OS called the Doge Dungeon. Yes, the Doge Dungeon is coming soon. Level 1, unlocked Doge Dungeon, the first ever Doge OS plays out drop, built by It Plays Out, powered by Doge OS, on-chain rewards, Doginals, fast AF, arcade loops, zero friction. This is what's coming. This is what's coming. This is just one piece of many, many, many things that are going to be rolling out when Doge OS comes out. The Doge Dungeon, guys, that looks pretty cool. So, Fire Flames Doge, I want this. It's coming. How are Doginals going to fit into that? How is the blockchain going to work with this game? We are all interested in this. So, I don't have a timeline yet on when all of this is coming out, but the more and more I see, the more and more I like. It's coming. It's coming, guys. Meanwhile, we do have liquidations happening, but guess what? The liquidations that are happening now are all on the upside. We've got shorts being taken out, a bunch on Solana and XRP and ETH, even Pump. There's a Pump short that just got taken out. So that means prices must be going up. Hey, we got some green. Look at that. Got some green candles happening, guys. Green candles. Bitcoin is up to 117 now. ETH recovering back up to 3688. Solana moving up nicely to 184. Solana had a big dip on yesterday. And Hedera, yes, if you didn't get the memo, HBAR is now trading on Robinhood. Yes, Robinhood. So Robinhood has finally gotten away from Mew and PopCat and all the other memes, and now is going to start adding utility tokens. HBAR now trading on Robinhood. This was the big spike this morning. And I kind of question all of this positive trading here early this morning because I think these guys knew, I think they front ran the Robinhood listing. They knew something was going on because everything else was going down during this time and HBAR was going up. So somebody spilled the beans. Somebody spilled the beans. So that's what we got. And the boot comes out very quickly for Vision. I'm just not dealing with that guy. So there's the first boot of the day on a Friday. On a Friday, we have the first boot of the day. God. Just had to get that out of the way. But HBAR has been trading very, very well. And for anybody who's into HBAR, your portfolio's looking good. And even on the pullback, which was just about the same as Dogecoin's actually from top to bottom, but it's about a couple pennies ahead of Doge. HBAR's in the 25s, Doge now in the 23s. I think Doge will be back. So this is a little thing that I said this morning, which leads to the bears. And if you caught my video this morning, right at the end, I had this awesome little explanation of our psychology and how we feel. Because in the red, I drew it as white in the video this morning, but I changed it to red because the red says, yeah, we spiked up here earlier in July, did a little bit of a pullback, and then the big run up to 28 cents. And then we're pulling down, right? All the way down to 22 cents. And everybody's negative and down on Doge. Oh, Doge sucks. Look at this. Oh, Doge is crashing. Blah, 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 blah. Instead, if Doge had instead not gone up to 28 cents, but back here from the 10th, 11th of July, had just slowly risen up, like what I have in green here, and it did that up to 22, 23 cents, we would all be like, yeah, Doge is great. Doge is one. There'd be no negativity. There'd be no negativity if we did that. But that's not how Doge trades. We know that. Doge does not do that. This is like a stock, right? A stock would just like be these slow, steady gains. Nope. Doge is up. Doge is down. Doge is back up. Doge is back down. You got to be able to live with the volatility. That's how Dogecoin trades. So that was my big message from this morning's video, is like, this is nothing. I mean, a 20% pullback is nothing in Doge's history. And if you get all upset about a 20% pullback over 2 days, 3 days, it's like, do you know what you bought? Do you know what you bought? So that was my message from this morning. But now we got green candles happening. And we're about right where I thought Doge would be, which was this white thing that I did the other day on the live stream. It's like I thought we would just kind of break out of this triangle going sideways. Hey, Byron, how are you? Hey, thanks for the super chat. We're so back. We are back. So all of this was just taking out leverage. We had some big selling on Bitcoin that I talked about this morning in this morning's video. Covered all of that. Doge always goes down harder than Bitcoin. That's a given. But now, Dogecoin's in the green, while Bitcoin is still in the red. Because what happens on the green candles? Dogecoin outperforms Bitcoin. So Dogecoin has already turned around faster than Bitcoin has. Let's go! Right? Let's go. So yeah, that's essentially what's going on. Pepe is starting to recover as well. Still in the 12s. It did dip down into the 11s. So if anybody was looking to buy Pepe, which we had talked about, you had a couple opportunities here in the 11s. Hi, Cat. What's up, dude? What's up, buddy? Pax Cat in the house. Yeah, what's up, buddy? Looking for love? How's your Popcat doing? How's your Popcat portfolio? Pax Cat makes his daily appearance in the chat. Hey, buddy. He's like, what? What are you looking at? There's a cat on the screen. Who's that cat? Who's that cat on the screen? He's all freaking out over himself. That's your cat. Oh, too funny. You can't walk on my keyboard. You know that. You're not allowed. Thank you. The Pax Cat in the house. The cat cam. Yeah, I monitor. I have my laptop below where I monitor the stream, and it has a it has a little window of what's being broadcast. And he saw himself. And he's like, whoa, there's a cat there. Who's that cat? Lots of shorts about to get liquidated on Gate.io, Cullinan. That's what you see on Gate.io. We can look overall at the heat map. I can't separate Gate.io. Gate.io isn't even on this CoinGlass. So CoinGlass is not getting Gate.io information. A lot of shorts, though. There are a lot of shorts. That's for sure. I mean, Bitcoin just had huge shorts just get liquidated right here at 117.1. Gone. See ya. Dogecoin up into the 23s. Yeah, not as much as Bitcoin's, but yeah, there's some big ones. Let's go. Take them out. And don't even look below this line down here. Don't even look at that. That's 22 cents. Don't look at that, guys. Market makers, don't look at it. It's not there. These are a bunch of new long leverage trades. $7 million of long leverage trades with a liquidation price of 22 cents. No, don't look at that, market makers. You don't see that. You don't see that. Let's go up. Let's go up from here. Strong move from Pepe. Doge looking great, 23.2. Let's go. I'm just going to take this triangle off because that's not a real thing. We looked at that yesterday. Somebody suggested it, and I was like, yeah, no. No. Your pug is freaking out about the cat. We need magnets. Yeah, we'll look at putting some magnets on. Tax cat, hell, he's good luck, all right. Are you good luck? Now he's ignoring me. Hey, David, the time before this was just over 14 cents. The last low was just under 16. The next low may be 17, or maybe we just don't even go below 20. 42 cents, 48 cents count as resistance? Yes. We got some other resistances first before we get up to 42. But yes, 42 has been a long-standing resistance line. That is for sure. Now we got to get back over 28. So that's the first one, is getting back over 28. I'm going to delete these now. I made my point. Slow and steady wins the race. Slow and steady wins the race. But here we are stuck again, 23 cents. So we were identifying this line right here at 34 cents. So before 42, it's 34 right here. 34, then 42, and then 48. All right, Ped? 34. I love cats too, but this one gets annoying. He gets very annoying. He really doesn't look at mirrors. I was really surprised he caught himself on the screen here. It's like, you have two cats, Con, a bearish one and a bullish one. Well, you know, when you have to look at things from both sides, right? Like you say, you got to look at things from both sides. Well, you got cats to do that for you. You can find it at Gate.io on CoinGlass liquidation map. Then search for Doge. Oh, okay. Byron's very bullish tonight. 27. It's amazing how your psychology changes, right? As soon as you see a few green candles, you're like, all right, let's go. Everybody's buying. La Vang, how are you? Bought 400,000 Dogecoin at 12 cents. Still holding. That's a good bag. That is a good bag of Doge. Exactly, Oz. We just went up 2%. Just chill out. Oh. Ramon did pick 31 cents. My 17 cents was starting to come back into play. Again, that was from July 1st, 17-cent Doge. ETH needs to break out. Well, Doge can always lead the way, Javier, but ETH has been doing great versus Bitcoin. So if you look at the ETH Bitcoin trading pair, you will see, despite a pullback a little bit today, we do see that ETH versus Bitcoin has been doing very well since like the 22nd of June. ETH over Bitcoin is up 44%. ETH over Bitcoin, 44% in 1 month. That's pretty awesome. What is Doge versus Bitcoin in that month? Well, at the peak, up at 28 cents, it was up 66% more than Bitcoin. But now with the pullback, it's about 37, 38%. Still outperforming Bitcoin. Like I said, people don't want to believe the data, but the data's there. Exactly when I called it. Dogecoin outperforming Bitcoin because we've been more in the green over the past month than the red. So Dogecoin is going to outperform Bitcoin in the green. So this was my little squiggle from the other day, and Doge is squiggling. It's just a little bit lower than where I thought it would be, about 1 penny lower. That's the only difference. It's following my prediction, just a penny lower. But we'll take it. Let's go. Let's go. This could be a mirror of the beginning of the November run. Yeah, I just don't see that August, though. Yeah, exactly, CJ. Your second line, August. I think it'll come. Doge will be a freight train when it gets running. We see how Doge runs. Double magnets, double rockets. No coulda, woulda, shouldas, Jordani. We don't do that here. No shouldas. No, I don't think we're going to run up this weekend, Euro. We ran up last weekend. I think we're just going to cool it sideways this weekend. That's exactly it, Shaj. If we went slow and steady up to 23, there'd be no complaints. But it's Doge. Doge makes the wild moves. It goes up, it goes down. And when it goes down, all the bears come out. See, I told you so. Doge sucks. And I'm just like, we're up 38% for the month of July. It's just like, we're up 38% for the month of July, and you're being a bear. Oh. You were just speaking about emotions involved with crypto. I know, right? And they get amplified if you're trading Dogecoin instead of Bitcoin, because Dogecoin will give you those psychological swings that can totally fake you out, totally play tricks with your mind. You got to know what you're buying when you buy Dogecoin. Hey, Campo, how are you? Doge is big enough to decouple. Yep. And we see little tastes of it. I mean, last November, Doge went up 200%, almost 300%. It was all on that Elon stuff about Department of Government efficiency, and that was total hype. But that's how Doge trades. Yep, somebody bought Pengu on the dip. That was Maxim, right? Bought Pengu on the dip. People are allergic to data, Ryan. I know, right? But yet here comes Kriss, like pulling the truth out. And people don't want to believe it. I'm just like, I don't know what to say. So Pengu's down quite a bit from 4.5 cents. I mean, this drop in Pengu was a lot worse, but about 22% also. It just looks worse, I guess. But there was at 3.5 cents here, a good buying opportunity here for Pengu right there. Earlier today, that was a good opportunity there. If you believe in it, buy on the dip, right? Sui going on a run. I saw some of those shorts being taken out on the leverage chart there. Nice. Up 6%. Yep. Let's zoom back. Actually, Sui didn't really drop that much from its high. How much did it drop high to low? Yeah, about 15, 16%. Not quite the 22 that we saw with H-bar, Doge, and Pengu. That's a good looking chart. Bitcoin, slow and steady. Doge, much wilder moves, but green going up. An August pullback could be scary for alt. Yes, Javier. I keep reminding people, just have some dry powder on the sidelines, right? Be ready to buy on dips. Yeah, Grow. I remember that song. I think that was one that Matt was involved with. So, yeah. How did Doge perform in August over the years? Haha, DW. That's going to be in my video next week when I do my August price prediction. So I'm not going to get ahead of myself. But next week, you will see all of that data in my August Dogecoin price prediction video. I'm not going to give away my stuff now. Time for all eyes on Doge. Let's do it. Let's dance. Everybody ready? Dance.
All eyes on Doge. Big runner. To the moon. Whew. Doge still going up. All eyes on Doge. Still big runner. To the moon. Keep going up. Keep going up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Upward movement in Doge. Dogecoin. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Upward movement in Doge. Dogecoin. 42.69. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin.
Haha, there you go. Let's go. I know, right? Look at Kyle here. Finally hit 100,000 Dogecoin. DCA is king. Awesome, Kyle. That is awesome. CJ, beginning of July, I was throwing cash at Doge, whatever I could. And now it's paying off. Watch it go down a little. Going to buy more. There's always a pump. Exactly. Exactly. Bonk is doing all right. Bonk is up 4% today for Bonk. So, yeah. I'm very happy with my Bonk. It's holding up very well. Didn't do a huge dip like Doge did. So, yeah, just need get going back up here. Because I need Bonk to go on a huge run so then I can finally sell it for big profit and then roll that right back into Dogecoin. That's my plan. And next week, there may be something big coming with Bonk, the Let's Bonk Launchpad, of which people are making new meme tokens and using Bonk because everyone's pissed off at pump.fun right now. And Bonk is going to have a big trillion token burn coming up. And is Bonk also going to be used in the upcoming Solana phone? Like all good things. So I own a bunch of Bonk. Just going to ride this for the summer, see what Bonk does, and then roll it right back into Dogecoin. That is my plan. The Zora chart. Yeah, Wiley, sure. I think you're the only one here that owns it, though. How has it done since the big run that it went on? Last time we looked at this. It's holding up pretty well. That is holding up pretty well. It went from 1 cent to 5 cents, dipped down to 4, now up to 4.5. That's pretty good, right? It did not come crashing back down. I mean, that was a 500% run right there in the span of like 5 days. So that was a lot. That was huge. Again, I don't know what Zora does, but it's integrated into the base app, I guess. So, yeah, that's a great chart. Zora. Congratulations, Wiley, on that. That's a good one. Need to get over 24. 23.3. We got big green candles posting still. Yeah, I mean, that whole following the M2 money supply thing. I mean, it's a great theory. Kind of works out this cycle. Certainly didn't last cycle. But everyone's using it. They're all posting it. Whether it's delayed 77 days or 111 days, there's different, depends on which chart you're looking at. They're sort of manipulating the charts to fit their narrative kind of thing. I made one with Doge. Same thing. Just because everyone else was making one, I was like, oh, I should take a look at this, right? I think it's a coincidence. And why is it delayed 100 days? Does it take that long for people to use their new cash to buy crypto? 100 days? So, yeah, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. Oh, Ryan, do you want that other video? That's not all eyes on Doge. Not all eyes on Doge. The audience should be Shiba Inu talks. Yo, Doge. Hey, Petruchio, how are you? Nice to see you. Buy on the dip. Don't chase. Enjoy the ride. All good things, David. But people are still waiting for a bigger dip. And I was just like, you're just going to keep waiting. Going to be waiting. Remove my white line. No, we're passing over it right now. Look at it. This is just where I thought Doge would be. And now it's crossing my white line. So that's a good thing. Good thing. Hey, CDC, how are you? Apothecary waiting for October. Happy Gilmore 2 came out today. Wow. Hey, I got a notification from Robinhood. For anybody who's holding Doge on Robinhood, you just got your phone notification. Woohoo! Up 5% in the last 6 hours. Doge. Doge, Doge, Doge. I just saw the trailer for Spinal Tap 2. Spinal Tap. They're making a version 2 of Spinal Tap 40 years later. I'm excited about that one. You've got 30,000 H-bar tokens. Nice. Stickman, you're late, so I should give you a 5-second update. You can always scroll back to the beginning. Dogecoin, exactly. 24.2, Donnie. We could get up there tonight. You sold half your XRP at $3.50. Other half will be sold or swing traded in the fall. Maybe $4 to $5. That's a reasonable XRP prediction, not the $100 the crazy people are out there talking about. $100 XRP. It's like, man, come on. You kidding me? The dips were delicious. 24 cents now. It's moving. Doge is moving. As long as Bitcoin keeps moving slowly. Bitcoin's just so slow. It's like ETH is coming. ETH is pumping. So let's go Doge. Yes. Let's go. Yeah, there you go. ETH just hit 3.7. $3,700 for one Ethereum. And just like that, the whole market picks up like nothing happened. That's crypto for you, right? As soon as the market makers are done playing and the whales finish doing what they're doing, it's like, let's go. You just got your notification too, Orbit? Yeah. Dogecoin is still low. I agree. Dogecoin is still low. Curious what this top of cycle is going to top at. Totally random. So we should at least get back to 50 cents, right? We should at least get 50 cents. Thank you, Donnie. Remember to like and subscribe, everybody. Appreciate that. I am getting close to 20,000 subs. Less than 200 more subs, and I'll be at 20,000. So looks like we might break it next month. And we will have a special live stream covering that event. Could end up being a long live stream if people are slow on the sub route there. Maxim is now all in on the penguin. All in on pudgy penguins. Pengu, right, Maxim? Isn't it amazing how your psychology changes once you actually buy something? So now that you bought Pengu, you're like all in. Let's go. It is kind of funny. Well, thank you, James. I appreciate it. We try and keep it real here, but yet be entertaining. I call it edutainment. Little education, little entertainment, some cat. Goodbye. The cat is off to do his next thing, whatever it is. I don't know what those are, Mike. I just hold Doge. I don't hold Doge E or Doju. I hold Doge. The real Dogecoin. No tokens that are made to look like Doge or play off the Dogecoin name. None of that. Just the real Dogecoin. Is it possible for ETH to hit 10K? So that's a little less than 3x from here. So if ETH doubles from here, that would be 7,400. ETH doubling. I mean, that would be huge. ETH's market cap is almost 500 billion. So if it doubles, that means $1 trillion market cap. To go to 10, that means, what would that be? 1.2 trillion. That'd be $1.2 trillion market cap. Still less than Bitcoin by a lot, but you think 8.5, Donnie? So won't make the $1 trillion market cap? That'd be close, though. That'd be like 900 billion. Hey, Prajwal. What's up? We're just watching Doge go up. Big green candles. They're tokens on the Dogecoin blockchain. Yeah, I just buy Doge. ETH. Javier thinks won't hit 10K. Robert says 7 to 9K. 10 is reachable. You'll see. When I search a crypto on TradingView, what exchange do you typically choose? I typically choose Binance or Coinbase. Depending on the coin or token, that's where the most liquidity is. That's where the most trading is. That's the one that I want to use. Now, unfortunately, I have this free version of TradingView that I've been using for 4 years. 4 years ago, you could have a lot more in your watch list than you're allowed now. I can't change my watch list. It won't let me. So I have some of these coins are on exchanges that 4 years ago were really, really active and today aren't anymore. So these aren't all the best exchanges. Like my Bitcoin here is on Bitstamp. And sometimes Bitstamp can be like really low volume, or 4 years ago, there was really heavy trading on Bitstamp for Bitcoin. I would like to trade this out for a Binance one, but I can't. It won't let me. Unless I pay the money, and I'm not paying TradingView. If you want to see where the liquidity is, you can go to CoinMarketCap, and you can choose whichever crypto, let's say Solana, and then it will show you under Solana markets down here where the biggest trading is, and it's on Binance. It's on Binance for Solana as well. Is Binance. MEXC, there's a lot of trading on MEXC, more than Coinbase. Look at that. MEXC has 8.4%, Coinbase only 4%. So there's more trading of Solana going on MEXC than Coinbase. That's interesting. Didn't know that. But this is a good thing to look at the volume percentage of where most of these coins, what exchange they're being traded the most on. Now you understand Robinhood is an exchange, so Robinhood doesn't show up on this list. And on TradingView, you can't find any Robinhood charts because, again, Robinhood, when you're trading on Robinhood, you're not really trading on the blockchain. It doesn't show up anywhere because you're stuck in Robinhood's own ecosystem there, and you're just buying and selling the price. There's no coins are changing hands. So you just have to know that about Robinhood. Good question, though. Yeah. That CoinMarketCap website is really good. A lot of good info there. Yeah, the free version of TradingView is what I have, and I do everything I need to do. Every once in a while, there's something that I wish I had the paid version for, but like some side-by-side charts and stuff, but that's okay. I don't need to do that. I leave that for Tom Crown. He pays for his, and he does all sorts of great things. Yeah, I don't do that. Yeah, Robert, the crown is just on your activity in the chat. The more you chat, the more experience points you get, or XP. And then a crown shows up. Right now, our friend Javier is number 2 because he's been chatting a lot more recently. So he's now crown number 2. Number 1 is Byron. Well, that's because Byron gave a super chat. There's the cat. We got a cat again. Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. Ben said alts are oscillators to Bitcoin. Yeah, I mean, he's a Bitcoin maxi. But he hasn't been wrong the past few years, that's for sure, because everything was about Bitcoin. But now we're entering alt season, so yeah, I don't think that's true, Oz. I don't think he says just what will get him more views. I don't think he's farming gullible people. I don't believe that, Oz. Did he really give a list of coins that will pump? That doesn't sound like Ben. That does not sound like him, Oz. I'll have to look at that. The only thing that's scary, the market is close to its end. Bitcoin has been going up for 2.5 years. Right? When is the end of the cycle? Exactly. Some people think it already peaked. It hit 123 and that's it. Bitcoin's not going any higher this cycle. There is that whole left translated cycle theory about Bitcoin. And that's based on this. Oop, not that. We can use this chart. And that's based on the theory where I'll show you with this. I'll show you with this. 4-year cycles, right? So these vertical lines, right? These are the halvings. You see those? Bitcoin halvings. And typically, Bitcoin will trade from a bear into a bull based on the halvings. So we reached the bottom of the bear, 2019, and we go on this like a 2-year run. Is that right? Almost a 3-year run. You go on a 3-year run. And that 3-year run supposes that the big, huge runs in price are going to happen after the Bitcoin halving. So what happened this time? We had the big crash. Okay. So here's the box. And the box is a 3-year box, right? So just about a little past where we are now. I should probably have this on logarithmic, but that's okay. But here's the Bitcoin halving, and look what happened. Bitcoin went on this run. Bitcoin went on this run right here before the halving. That hasn't happened before. And so there are many who believe that because it went on this run, you take this 3-year box and you pull it to the left until that run is on the other side of the Bitcoin halving. It's a theory. And if you do that, that 123,000 that we hit, that's the top. That would be the cycle top. We've already hit it, according to that theory. Personally, I don't believe that theory. I still think we've got another run coming in October, November, and Bitcoin's going to go much higher. So, but anyway, just wanted to show you that. Bitcoin. Doge. A nice little run on Doge there. Looks like we may, about 23.5 cents. That may have been. I don't know. We'll see. Doge still working to get over that. Yeah, Con, I didn't see that from Ben. The whole monster alt season thing. I didn't see that. I will look for it though. Bitcoin's going to go to a whole other level. I'm still predicting 200K. The bunk, not a huge pump, but bunk really didn't drop as much as others. So, yep. Global adoption leads me to think, not just adoption, literally entire countries. That's big for Bitcoin. But again, it's like, it's getting away from what Bitcoin was supposed to be, which is why I love Doge. Yep, 2 PAX cat appearances. Do you believe that? Yeah, Ben was not wrong about ETH. That is true. Yeah, we are talking about Ben Cowan here, right? That's the Ben we're talking about. I've never seen Ben give a list of altcoins. Buy Doge before it goes up. That's what we try and say. We were talking about that yesterday, buying on the dips. No, I'm going to wait till it drops below 20 cents. Okay. Donnie thinks the whole cycle is gone. I still think there's going to be a bearish market in 2026, but not a whole bear. We're not going to see 70% drops. I don't think so. But some pullbacks. I don't think it just keeps going up to the right. That's not how markets work. But, I mean, you zoom out on like S&P 500 chart. There's no pullbacks lately. So maybe Bitcoin's becoming more like the stock market, right? Maybe. Yeah, Con, but I mean, Ben does kind of fudge a little bit here and there. I mean, he was right about Bitcoin dominance, but then he said 66 isn't the high. He said it's going to 70. And I'm like, no, Bitcoin dominance is not going to 70. But he called 70. Tom Crown manipulated maybe a little bit his fib lines to show 66% to be at 1.618. You can make those fib lines fit whatever narrative you want. I don't believe those lines. I don't think they mean anything. The Genius Act is named after Peck. Yeah, don't give him that much credit. My end of the year price prediction is still on the table. Face tat, still on the table from my price prediction. So we will watch it. Mr. T, welcome. You see Doge coming up this afternoon? The most entertaining outcome is the most likely. And that's why we love Dogecoin. Can't take it too seriously. It's a meme coin. You got to be willing to ride it out. The pullbacks are bad. You got to be mentally ready. I spent 3 hours last night editing my portfolio on CoinMarketCap so I know what I have in each exchange. Nice. You know, it's a great feature that CoinMarketCap does for free, but you got to put the data in. You do have to put the data in. But once you get all of your crypto purchases in there, it's a free portfolio on CoinMarketCap. And as soon as you get it in there, you've got all your data for everything you own. Are you creating like different portfolios for different exchanges? Is that how you're doing it? I just had 2 portfolios. I've got this one, which is my KrissPax DCA portfolio. And then I've got my other one that has all my cryptos in it. Doesn't matter what exchange it's on. I just put it all together into one so that I could track. Breaking it out by exchanges, that's kind of a good idea. But yeah, this is a great way to track your portfolio on a day-to-day basis. And you see how you're performing. And you see how I also like this feature where it shows you how your overall portfolio is tracking against Bitcoin. I like that. If you had just bought Bitcoin, you'd be doing better than all those silly altcoins you keep buying. But then what happens? The blue line goes above the gold line number times. That's when Doge goes crazy because I got a Doge heavy portfolio. So Doge outperforms Bitcoin, Doge outperforms Bitcoin. And what's the next move? Doge outperforming Bitcoin again. So yeah, this portfolio is doing very well. Yeah, I love it. It just takes a while to put all the data in. That's all. You were thinking Alex Becker. Okay, Oz. I was like, yeah, Ben doesn't do alts that will pump. That's not Ben. Alex Becker. Got it. ETH dominance up to 11%. And Doge was at 1%. Fell off a little bit. There's ETH dominance. It's been up over 11 for a while. Yeah. It's been up over 11 since, when did it cross over 11? July 17th. So a week ago. That was a week ago. ETH dominance over 11%. Doge dominance came over 1%. And then with the pullback, it's back down to 0.93, but it'll be back over 1%. I have a Doge dominance chart that I like to watch too. Doge dominance. 70% drops require black swans. Well, I mean, 2022, we had them from Luna, Three Arrows Capital, Voyager, Celsius, and then FTX. You put all those together, you have a 70% drop. And what happens in big bull markets, right? People start doing stupid things, including exchanges, market makers, right? Because the money, it's too good. That's when bad things happen. Thus, the 4-year cycles. Yeah. You think Bitcoin will drop like a big tech stock? 40 to 50%, not 70. I agree. I was saying about half. So maybe 35. About half as much. Yep, he said 70, Con. I'll have to find it. But he said that about, I want to say a week ago. Pull back, move up to 70. And I'm like, yeah, no bet. There's no, Matt, there's nothing that says 2 bull runs, 3 bull runs, 4 bull runs. There's no magic to how many you have in a cycle. I recently seen a guy on X that's a billionaire named something like 100X. He's basically a Sui Maxi. He recently posted he's bidding heavily on Doge. $100X. Sui 100X Sui Doge. We'll see what pops up. Nothing coming up. It's probably something close or similar though. But nothing popping up right away with 100X. This guy keeps showing up, whoever he is Crypto Yeezus. That guy looks annoying. No, don't see it. Doge to the moon. You got it. Let's go. Been nothing but green candles since I came on. Nothing but green candles. Guess I got to stay on, right? Yes, Javier, that's what I'm waiting for. September, when the Fed changes its tune. Not next week. Miramello, you're riding Luna, huh? Still Luna. That surprises me. The Luna thing. But hey, who knows, right? I guess you can still make money on it. Luna. If Bitcoin goes to 200K, we played this out, Matt, I think last week. Doge was actually higher at the time, I remember, because it was over 25 cents. And so if Bitcoin doubles in price, Doge would more than double. So if Bitcoin goes to 200K, Dogecoin would be not 50 cents, but probably previous all-time high, like 75 cents. Because Dogecoin outperforms Bitcoin in the green markets. So that's no special catalysts for Doge. That's what Doge would do if Bitcoin goes to 200K. Now you throw a catalyst on top of that, then Doge is over $1, right? That's how bullish this fall can be. Now, I'm not going to go crazy like all of that, but if you do the math, and if that's where Bitcoin's going, it's good things for Doge. So you want Bitcoin to go to 200K. Everybody in the chat should want Bitcoin to go to 200K because your Doge will do nicely. Happy Saturday, Aussie. Fidelity and BlackRock are going to break our necks, Max. Well, you know, the banks are getting their filthy little paws into crypto, right? They're doing it. Yeah, I don't watch Alex Becker. Screams alt season. The cycle is grueling. It is. Crypto investing is grueling. You got to learn to let things go. Check your emotions at the door. Because it's going to be swings up and down. You had them all under one portfolio, was adding notes, but it was much better to break it out. Cool. Ryan, I'm waiting on Bonk. I'm waiting to see what happens in the next week or two. I don't think Bonk and Doge are going to be doing that much different in terms of their trading. So, but Bonk has the ability to pump again, and I want to stay with my Bonk. I don't want to miss out on that. When Ben said ETH went home is where I converted 50% of my Bitcoin to ETH. Yeah, but he's still, last I saw, he was still talking about one more Bitcoin dominance run, which would mean that Bitcoin would outperform ETH. And I think he was looking at the ETH Bitcoin trading pair at the time and predicting it to go back down a bit and have another dip. That's what I remember. Alex Becker is more into the AI narratives, doesn't talk about Doge. Well, then I definitely won't watch him. If he's going to be talking about alts, how can he not talk about Dogecoin? But again, if he's on a different narrative, that explains it. Well, I mean, Bitcoin isn't as volatile as most alts. So, and if we're already in the mindset of like big swings like alts do, especially Dogecoin, then Bitcoin isn't volatile at all, right? Compared to the stock market, though, yeah. But even some stocks have been just crazy. I mean, Circle has been trading like a meme stock, just crazy moves. Even Tesla. And those are now big market caps. Yeah, and even Nvidia has done big swings. It's like the largest market cap in stocks. It's like So Bitcoin will fall. I don't agree with that, Max. There'll be some dips, but Bitcoin's not going to fall. I agree, ETH will rise, and ETH will rise faster than Bitcoin. We're already seeing that happening. Stable coins, that's happening, but I think it just goes right into alt season, and that's going to be this fall. It's coming. It's coming. Do we get an extended cycle? Okay, so here's the other theory, right? If the left translated cycle doesn't happen, do we have a normal cycle where by the end of the year we've peaked? Or does it go into 2026? I mean, so if you're trading the cycles, that's why I'm always keeping some Bitcoin and some Doge. I'm not selling it all in like November 2025. I'm not selling everything. I'm keeping some. See what happens. I know stocks just keep going up. Mara looks like as a mining company, if you want to get into Bitcoin mining, holding the stock, Riot, Mara. I mean, I'm hearing a lot more good things about Riot right now than Mara. This is Marathon. It generally doesn't go on wild swings, but it does tend to follow the crypto market. So last November was way up, came all the way down to April, just like crypto. It looks more like a crypto chart than a stock chart. So why not just hold crypto? Why invest in a mining company when crypto will do the same thing? I don't know, just a thought. Just a thought. Pax. Is that really 100x's, right? Yeah, Bitcoin's not struggling. I agree, Orbit. Not struggling. Mu is doing well. PaxCat didn't tell me about Mu. PaxCat just tells me about PopCap. Did Mu have a good day today? That's a terrible exchange. There's no volume on that one either. Still up 4%. I don't know where is this thing? We'll just go with this without the volume. Yeah, up 4%. I mean, Bonk is up 5%. How much did it drop? 24%, so a little bit more than Doge. So not anything crazy compared to other memes. PaxCat with the ski mask token. Ski mask. I like that. Luna is still on Binance. Still burning. God. All right. Good luck. Yeah, if Bitcoin goes up to 200K, the 50% correction, right, goes down to what? 100, right? Any insight for H bar you can trade on Robinhood? Yeah, we looked at that earlier. We had, as soon as it started trading on Robinhood this morning, there was a big spike in the price up to 26.5. And then, of course, came right back down. And I just circled this, just all of these traders. While H bar was going up, while everything was going down early this morning. It's like, what's going on with H bar? Why is it in the green? And then I see, oh, it's trading on Robinhood. So somebody knew H bar was going to start trading on Robinhood before it was announced. And so, yeah, that's all. But yeah, H bar is doing great. Good day today for H bar. Could the bull run go into February or March? Sure, it could go into May. It could go all the way to May 2026 before next summer. That would break the 4-year cycle, though, to see that. But could. Euro Vinci, a long shot. Dogecoin to $2 to $5? Sure. You tell me, what's the catalyst? Is Elon going to start pumping it? Is Elon going to say something about Dogecoin? Actually going to allow you to like buy a Tesla car with Dogecoin? All of those things could lead to $2 Dogecoin. That's the hope. Without it, we could get back to our previous all-time high. But yeah. Yeah, I don't think I quite said that. I didn't say just keep buying. I said look for the dips. That's what I say. Look for the dips. And I was calling for a correction, and I was calling it for it next week instead of this week. But be careful when you put words in my mouth. I don't suggest just keep buying. I say buy on dips, which is different than just keep buying. So in Ben's latest video, he said both Bitcoin and ETH dominance will go up simultaneously, where alts will be bleeding against ETH. Interesting. All right, that's a new thing. I know that the ETH ETF is just really running. XRP investors already won. Well, except the XRP army says $100 XRP. Yeah, Chaz, those stupid banks, right? The stupid banks. Maybe you'll get another chance. There will be more dips. I think next week there's still something going to happen. Well, yeah, there's always going to be something that's going to outperform, and ENA is probably one of them. You say it's only the end of the season. It's not the end of the season. I don't know what the first part you're saying there, Max. Let's go. Yeah, I can't make 2026 bear market predictions until I see how 2025 plays out, Michael. So XPEV right now is slow and steady up, $19 now for XPEV. I bought it 17. So slow and steady now. At some point in time, there's going to be a spike. Megal went up to $1.79. But yeah, XPEV is $19. So there are little dips into the 18s. But yeah, still up. Yeah, Brian, I ain't got time for that. To count all those X's. Hashtag blame Kriss for a green day. I'll take that. Kilmar, thank you. Hashtag blame Kriss. I'll take it on a green day. Got to wait for the next big meme. What's the next big meme going to be? I know, right? And how do you know that's the one? Who knows about Luna? Exactly, Marmo. Oh, $50. Okay. Small, yeah. Small amount. But it's 1 million Luna, right? I know, Oz. When things start getting a little boring, you start getting impatient, and you're like, I got to go chase some small caps. No, Max. No. I was forced into buying some XRP. I did it against my will, but I can't deny I'm up 500%. I can't deny that I've made money on it. No way in hell would I ever swap all my Doge for XRP. Exactly, Orbit. My girl just hit me, returned 15 things to Amazon. The line was out the door. Ramon. What is it? What is it with women? I'm just saying, it's an observation. I mean, completely, men go into a store, buy what they need, and leave, right? And women go up and down every aisle, check everything twice, buy a few things, and then the next week return them. I don't get that. Oh, you want to see the daily chart on Doge? Sure. Look at the daily. Here's the daily chart. We're green on the day today after 4 red days. But that followed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 big green days. Jason, sometimes that does get into a pattern where the Asian markets are dumping Doge. Yep. Not all the time, though. A good time to buy? That's a good way to do it. Just copy and paste the chat and then ask Grok how many X's there are. Brent, Bunk isn't going to $1. Bunk isn't even going to a penny. Too many tokens. Yep. Doge is inflationary. That is true. Makes it a great currency. Yeah, I have about 6 ETH. Face tap. I'm holding about 6 ETH. And some little bits. Because I believe I got some ETH in here too, right? Yeah. I've got almost half a ETH in here. So with the half ETH that's in here, and I have a little bit of ETH on Coinbase still. Yeah, 6.5. about 6.5 ETH. Exactly, Oz. Don't know why people talk about infinite supply as a bad thing, because you look at the dollar, right? Look at fiat currency. That's infinite. That is infinite. And the main difference between Dogecoin and fiat is Dogecoin, you know, it's inflation because it's coded in. It's math. The dollar, other currencies of other countries, you have no idea how much they're printing and when they're printing. But dollar is predicted, it's coded in, and it's decreasing as a percentage each and every year. It's less of a percentage of the overall supply because it's a fixed number. I call that decreasing inflation. That's also not a bad thing. But people get all, oh, doesn't have a hard cap. Oh, I'm just like, well, it's not Bitcoin. That's for sure. It's not Bitcoin. There have been others who have tried to make other Bitcoins, but nope. Jasmine? Yeah, Jasmine's cool. I used to have a big bag of Jasmine. Now I only have this. But yeah, Jasmine will go on a big run in the fall as well, I think. Yeah, I mean, Oz, you use that argument, and then the Bitcoin maxis say, no, you price it in sats. Price it in sats. But actually what shows up on your screen, though, is something like 0.0001 Bitcoin. Exactly. It doesn't show it in sats. So that whole idea of sats is just use Dogecoin. Just use Dogecoin. Yeah, and we see that with other currencies too, of other countries, where it's worthless. The bills just become worthless. Maybe that'll be the dollar one day, right? And we'll be on Dogecoin currency. Oh, but Dogecoin's too volatile to be the dollar? Thank you, someone. Appreciate it. I know we went off the gold standard and inflation city, right? Inflation city. That's a good question, Max. I think the property bubble was 2008, and I don't think we're going to see that again. Not at that level on real estate. Yeah, I don't think the AI thing seems to be real. And that's not a bubble. That's just going to keep growing. So crypto, again, digital assets, blockchain technology, it's all good. The governments want stable coins. So there's a shift there. Will cryptocurrencies themselves end up being a bubble? I don't know. Certainly not Bitcoin. Certainly not Bitcoin. That's a good question, though. All in Dogecoin. You know, I've talked about the inflation of Solana over the past 4 years, and people still don't believe me. And I've proved it with the numbers, and they still don't want to believe me. That over the past 4 years, on a percentage basis, Solana has inflated over twice the amount than Dogecoin has. And people just don't want to believe me. And then I prove it to them and I show them the numbers and they still don't. Oh, but no, Dogecoin has infinite supply. And I'm just like, have you looked at the past 4 years? XRP, Algorand, Solana, a bunch of others have inflated far more than Dogecoin has. Bonk is moving again there, Marmello. Bonk. I like that because I have a lot of bonk. Bonk's now in the 35s. Nice. Up 6% on the day for bonk. I like. When bonk gets back up to 40, it's at 35 now, that's 0.00035. When it gets to 40, then I'm going to start looking at when do I sell, how's Doge doing, and I'm going to do my swap. Or it might just let it go for a while. You're happily holding your bonk. I'm very happy with that as well. Crypto is a bubble, but not overall. Like the whole industry isn't going to tank, mostly because of Bitcoin. But there are too many coins and tokens. Yes, I agree. Yeah, I don't know about Floki. I've never really followed. It's up 3.5% today, so that's a good return. Yeah, we were watching this as it was going up, and that was showing good signs of strength, and that was right before the pullback the other day. So, but still not bad. Floki to the moon. Yeah, see, that's the thing, though. With Dogecoin, though, you actually do want to use it and spend it, particularly when it's at a higher price than you bought it at, because that's buying power, right? See you, Donnie. And that's kind of what makes Dogecoin what it is. Why convert it to USDC? I think what Dogecoin is creating is its own stablecoin, so that then you can go from Doge to the Doge stablecoin, not Tether or USDC. So they're working on something like that happening. And I think part of it is just for the visual, right? Of like, Dogecoin's too volatile. Say, okay, well then we've got this stable coin on our blockchain, and you'll actually get the stable coin then. Not the most ideal, but I get it. Well, the Doge ETF brings stability to Doge. Well, it hasn't for Bitcoin and ETH. So I don't think it will for Doge either. Plus, I don't think there's going to be quite the same corresponding of volume of trading of the Doge ETF as we've seen with ETH and Bitcoin, because it's a meme coin. It's based on a meme coin. The serious institutions are not going to buy a funny dog token. So it's just not going to have the same effect. So Doge will just do what Doge does. The ETFs will help. There'll be more buying. I do think. Yeah, when Bonk got listed, that wasn't the best timing. I agree on Robinhood. Yeah, if you can buy a Tesla with Dogecoin, would you? Think Dogecoin goes to $1, right, on the news. Think of the buying power you have then. You bought that Dogecoin at 20 cents, and now Dogecoin's $1. You have 5 times the buying power. That means that, $100,000 Tesla that you want is really only costing you 20,000 actual dollars. That's the power of Dogecoin, is that. Now, yeah, you could sell the Dogecoin for cash and then use the cash to buy. You could do that, but that's not fun. I just want to pay with Doge. Oh. Bitcoin and ETH, major control? Sure. Yep. That is true. In 2022, it was Oz. Elon had the Tesla merch store put like 4 or 6 items listed for Dogecoin, and you could buy direct with Doge. I happen to have done that right here with this. So I bought this, which is a Tesla Cyber Whistle. And I paid for this with Dogecoin. So I didn't sell any Dogecoin. I just transferred Dogecoin directly from my wallet to Tesla's wallet, and they sent me the Cyber Whistle. I don't remember what it was, like 300 Doge or something at the time. It was something like that. That was cool. Once they finished, Elon said they were going to test it out or something. So I don't know how much Doge they actually have. Yeah, Harold is asking that question. I asked Grok that question the other day because I was curious, and Grok doesn't know. Grok says they hold digital assets. They say how many Bitcoin they have, but you can't assume that that difference in number, that extra like $30 million is all Dogecoin. So Grok doesn't give a straight answer to that on how much Doge. And Tesla has not, in any of their corporate earnings reports, specifically said how many Dogecoin they hold. It's assumed they hold however many was spent buying the merch that they had. They had a mug, they had a belt buckle, they had the Cyber Whistle, and they had a couple other things that you could buy directly with Dogecoin. And then that ended. So that would be great if we could get that back, Oz. That would be great. Yeah, and I'm not relying on Elon saying anything. I think Doge will be fine without it. As soon as Elon says something, and then you're in the world of hype and shorting and all that stuff again. And like I showed earlier, it's like the slow and steady gains are better for Dogecoin than the big spikes on hype. So, yeah. All right, gang, that's where we are. Look, nice recovery from the dip here. if you guys wanted to buy more Doge, there was the dip. I always say buy on dips, right? There will be more dips. That's how Dogecoin goes. So, yeah, Doge will be fine. I hope everyone has a great evening. I will be live this weekend. So make sure that you're subscribed. You got your notifications on. Always give a like. Leave a comment below after the stream is done if you want. Let me know how you feel about stuff if you didn't have an opportunity to put it in the chat. Love to hear what you think. We'll see you next time.
Dogecoin, which started as a complete joke, has like skyrocketed to not a joke anymore. It hit an all-time high of almost 10 cents yesterday, but it was so minuscule you wouldn't have understood why you have millions of shares.
Didn't Elon tweet that too?
And arguably, the most entertaining outcome and the most ironic outcome would be that Dogecoin becomes the currency of Earth in the future.